Extrinsic versus intrinsic. So when it comes to a woman, intrinsic values are the values that you're going to hold dear. And extrinsic values are the values that you're going to use to filter her out of your life. And extrinsic values are the values that you're going to use to filter her out of your life.
Extrinsic values are the values that you're going to use to filter her out of your life.
So by extrinsic values, I mean any type of validation or attention-seeking behaviors. You're going to use those, you're going to classify those as extrinsic, and those are things that are facing in towards her. Anything that she does that is egocentric and narcissistic and me, those behaviors are what I classify as extrinsic, having extrinsic values. Intrinsic value is the other direction. She's providing support and love, and she's oriented towards serving the people around her. So if she's cooking food for the people around her, if she's helping keep things clean, she's helping keep things organized, she's helping looking after the kids, maybe not even her kids, some other people's kids. If she's always paying attention to the emotional state of the people around her and trying to help people regulate and work through issues of their own without using that as an opportunity to focus the attention on herself, those are intrinsic values, and those are the things that you want to surround yourself with. That's what you want to find in a mate. That's what you want to find in your wife. You want a wife who looks at you with a smile and finds pleasure in serving you and provide and supporting you. And the inverse of this is what you're going to bring to the table: extrinsic versus intrinsic. And your intrinsic values as a man are, you're going to provide and support and defend the people around you, especially your family, and especially your wife. And she needs to be reassured of that on a regular basis. She needs to see it in everything that you do, that you're providing security for her, you're a protector for her, and you're providing basic resources and organizing the logistics for her in her life, to not just to live, but to also move forward in her life. And I'm not talking about supporting her career here. I'm talking about building family, because women shouldn't be in the workforce, if you want to be honest about it. At least not a woman who's going to start a family. If you want to be in the workforce and you're a woman, that's I don't think that's a great idea. But for a very select few women, this is probably not a bad idea, especially for caretaker roles like nurse or something like that. But for a woman to focus herself on a career with the idea that she needs to have a career to be a woman, it's a lie that's been sold to generations of women at this point. And women need to wake up and realize that their future lies in family, their future lies in child rearing and homemaking, and you're not going to find any level of fulfillment or purpose or meaning in your life as a woman by chasing a career. Okay, all it's going to do is damage your future. It's going to damage your ability to raise children. And you can't work and you can't do good at your job and be a good mother at the same time. There just isn't enough time to do that. And many women find this, especially the women that have bought the lie, they find this very offensive. A very offensive idea, but it's very simple logic. It's very simple to understand. Taking care of children requires your focus and your attention. Having a career requires your focus and attention. There's not enough hours in the day to do both well. You can do both mediocre, okay? And that's what a lot of career women do, but you can't do both well. You can't be a top performer at work and be a top-notch mother. You can't. I'm sorry. Many people are deluded about that. Many women are convinced that, I'm both. I'm a super mom and I'm a super career lady and I'm awesome. And it's just not true. It's objectively not true. So when you go through the process of trying to find a wife, these are things that you need to take into consideration. Both her extrinsic and intrinsic values and your extrinsic and intrinsic values as a man. So extrinsic values for a man are things like playing video games or engaging in risky behavior for without purpose, without an underlying, overlying goal and purpose, just being risky in sight of others, especially to try to get attention or try to garner some kind of respect. But it's, any kind of validation or attention seeking from a man, bullying, anything that involves being loud and dramatic, and then the other thing is wasting time. So playing video games, going to the bar on the weekends with your bros, and whatever else. If it's an empty pursuit that's just purely, there's not a bigger goal that's being accomplished for your life, those are extrinsic values that you're expressing, and you need to keep those to a minimum. If not consciously, focus them down to zero, so you're not doing that stuff at all. And you need to work on the opposite. You need to work on your intrinsic values first and foremost, and above all, because you can't really move forward in your life until you have a good base of intrinsic value built into yourself as a man. You need to have your personal identity needs to be solid. You need to know who you are. You need to understand what you stand for as far as your morals and ethics go, and your personal values. And that whole package of morals, ethics, and values, I call your personal identity. So when you've consciously and with intent built your personal identity to be the solid man that you want to be, who it is you want to be, and you've identified and solidified all the things that make you you, and consciously forge yourself into being that. And in addition, you've also built your finances up enough that you can actually start thinking about a family. Now you're in a position of intrinsic value that a woman with intrinsic value will start to appreciate and value herself. She will be attracted to this. And that's the basic idea with personal development and being a man in general. So as you move forward in your life, you need to be focused on building intrinsic value in yourself first, and then identifying the intrinsic values in women that you want to see in a mother and wife for your future to build with. And if you can accomplish those two goals, intrinsic value in yourself, and finding a woman with intrinsic value in herself, now you're on a path of purpose and meaning, and you can start to build your kingdom on top of that.